A very good morning to one and all. How are you all feeling this morning? Good? Have your breakfast already? Not yet. Don't worry. After the talk, we prepare for you refreshment at our OT lounge. So how many of you actually register for this talk just because of the title? Oh, serious? Why? Interesting topic. So what does it mean to bulletproof your portfolio? So maybe I just share a little bit. What I'm trying to share is that a lot of time as property homeowners, right, we may be shaken by certain news. Maybe suddenly there is an interest rate and then you are shaken. Should I buy? Should I sell? Maybe suddenly there's a war, Ukraine and Russia, and then we are shaken again. Wow. Is this a good time to buy? Should I really sell all my properties? Things like that. But I'm going to share with you in the next 4 hours. No lah. I only got 40 minutes. Don't have 4 hours. So I'm going to cut short because this presentation, usually we take about 1 to 1.5 hours to do. So I'm going to go very fast. And if you have some questions at the end of the session, you can catch up with me or my team. Okay? Is that okay, everyone? Right, so let's, before I go into the topic, this is a disclaimer that the content presented in this session is informational only. So I want to start with a disclaimer. Okay, I believe most of you or some of you heard about this news. Okay, a record-breaking $6,100 per square feet in Singapore, Sky Waters. How many of you never read this news? One. The rest all saw this? Singapore real estate already hit $6,100 per square feet. Where is this located? In the core central region, right? Record price for 99-year leasehold. Le Maison Nassim, $6,057 per square feet. Mark at Patterson, $6,650 per square feet. Also, I believe most of us are very familiar with this. HDB prices hitting record price. Okay, someone actually paid how much? Can you all read? 1.73 million for a HDB flat. Will you do that? We don't know. Okay, so for the 5th floor, it's a 1,180 square feet unit for $1,466 per square feet. Also, there is a land for tender and there is only one bid. Eventually, the government never sell. So this is what I meant by sometimes there are a lot of news in the market and we get affected by such news. So we have a lot of questions and hopefully today I can give you some answer. Things like, what should be the current price? What should be the current PSF now? New? Should I buy new or should I buy resale? Should I upgrade? Is it still profitable? And which region should I buy? Should I buy the CCR or OCR or RCR? So this is the 7 hard truths I'm going to share with you very quickly. And I'm going to go through each of them one by one. Okay, the first one is progressive economy. And before we look into Singapore economy, we take a look at the world economy. So 105 trillion world economy, US 26.9, and then China 19.4 trillion. So let's start from 2020. The world economy 88 trillion. Then 94, 104, 105 trillion last year. And the number one country in the world for in this world economy, right, is US. Number 2, China. Number 3, Japan. Anyone want to have a guess? Singapore is number what? World economy. Singapore number what? Any guess? Feel free to shout your answer. No one? Okay, so Singapore at number 30. Is it impressive? Such a small country, in a world ranking, we are number 30 in terms of the world economy. Okay? But Another much more accurate way to look at our standing will be the GDP per capita. So when we look at the GDP per capita, when you look at over here, Singapore is number one in the Southeast Asia. But how about, again, we look at the world performance. GDP per capita, Norway at number 10 position. United States, number 9. San Marino, a small country somewhere near Italy. Okay, I visited there, quite a nice place to holiday. Switzerland, 7th position. UAE, 6th, Qatar, 5th position. Singapore come in number 4. So when you look at the absolute number earlier on, right, we are number 30. But if you look at per capita, Singapore actually come in at 4th position. Ireland's 3rd position, Macau 2nd, and Luxembourg 1st. So Singapore is also very competitive in many other areas, okay, such as the least risky country for investment, we are in 2nd place. Also, when we look at the inflow of foreign investments, right, we are at number 1 position, and Singapore is ranked 3rd in the least corrupt country in Asia. So these are all our achievement, our local economy. So what are some of the industry that we are strong in? Let me quickly just go through with you. We have got like 244,000 residents who are millionaire with US $1 million. 336 centi-millionaire with an investable wealth of US 100 million here in Singapore. And also, last but not least, we do have not just 1 or 2 billionaire residing with us here in Singapore, we have 30 billionaire with us here in Singapore. I also want to take some time to share with you, yes, we have a lot of rich people coming into Singapore, but generally, how about the rest of us? How well are we doing? So, in year 2026, the median income for Singaporean is about 5,200. Last year, 2023, the median income has risen to 10,869. Also, we talk about unemployment rate. Unemployment rate 2006 at 3.6%. Today, last year, it has improved to 2%. And what are some of the economic drivers here in Singapore? First, we have the number 2 busiest port in the world. We handle 140,000 vessels, okay? And we are ranked the 2nd busiest port. Next, number 4th in top petrochemical refinery. We actually can do 1.5 million barrels per day. Okay? 3rd position in financial center in the world. Okay? We overtake Hong Kong as Asia top financial center, 3rd in the world. How many of you are Swiftie here? Any Swiftie here? Only 1? The rest are not? 2? Okay. So we are also 5th most visited city in the world. 7.6 million in 2000. 19.11 million visitors in 2019. Last year, we clocked in 13.6 million visitors. We are also number 1 logistic hub out of the 139 countries. Aviation, number 1 aerospace city of the future. Okay, at Seletar Aerospace Park, we will have 320 hectares of space just to cater to this big business. 130 companies, 8.9 billion output is actually covering 10% of the global maintenance for aerospace. We are also number 1 in world digital, very competitive. Number 1 digitally connected country as well. So all this that I mentioned is our economic drivers, okay, that really cement us, Singapore, as one of the key places to invest in property. So, next, number 2, let me share a little bit on the supply. Okay, so there used to be a point of time in 2019 where we have unsold property of 36,000. How many do we have today? About 20,000. Let's take a look at how much property, how much our market can absorb on a yearly basis. Okay, so on a yearly basis, we actually can do about 10,000 units, okay, for the past 10-year record on an average. So on an average, every year, we can sell about 10,000 homes, okay? And today, in the market, the stock is about 20,000. What do you think? Is the supply enough? So just Q1 this year, okay, just Q1 this year, we launched 1,304 units. We sold 1,164 units. Q2, we launched 634 units. We sold 725. Okay, these are the supply and demand. And for the past 10 years, there are one of two ways that developers can get land. One way is via the government land sales. The other way, later we'll take a look at that. So in 2014, you look at the orange color will be the government land sales. Okay, the supply is 8,005. We sold 8,001. The supply is 5,001. We sold 10,000. Okay, supply is only 3,007. We sold 11,000. So for the past 10 years, you can see that the demand for new homes is very strong. Average about how much? About 10,000 a year. But the supply is not so forthcoming, very controlled. Another method that developers can get land is via en bloc. So, of course, we see an unprecedented 2018 where we get 38 deals, 10.5 billion worth of cash is backflow into the market. So all the homeowners actually collected up to 10.5 million. When they hit jackpot en bloc, what do you think likelihood they will spend their money on? May I ask? Likelihood they may buy back property, right? Since they make the first pot of gold. So, very quickly, just to show everyone what are the upcoming launches this year. Okay, we have Chuan Park, 916 unit. Emerald of Katong, 847 unit. Marina View, 683 units. The Collective at One Sophia, 389. Union Square Residences, 336 units. Mayor Blue, 226. Pine Grove, another very interesting location, 552 units. Lentor Central, 477. Norwood Grand at Woodlands for, I think, more than 10 years. There isn't any new launches over here, 348 units. Last but not least is at Tampines, 1,195 units. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the demand. So, want to bring everybody down memory lane because I chart this property price index way back to 1993 fourth quarter. So if you can remember what happened, these are the things that happened. We have the Asian financial crisis, 97. Okay, we have the dot-com bubble and also the SARS. Then we have the announcement of the 2 integrated resort casino. Okay. Also, something happened in year 2008. We have the subprime crisis, which is Lehman Brothers. We then have a very strong return when there's a QE in March 2009. Okay. You see the property price index actually grew by 60%. And because of that, government introduced 5 rounds of cooling measure. Then came TDSR. Any one of you know what does TDSR stands for? Anyone? Okay, it stands for Total Destruction to Singapore Real Estate. Okay, just joking. Actually, it's a total debt servicing ratio. Meaning, if I make $10,000, today I can only use 55% of my income, 5,500 to service for everything. To service for my car loan, my credit card, my property. So this is TDSR. And when government introduced TDSR, you can see it really impact the market. Okay, 15%. And then thereafter, we have an announcement by government to reduce the seller stamp duty from 4 years to 3 years. And the market actually took that as an indication for you to come into the market, and the property price index starts to grow up again. Again, more cooling measure is being introduced. We then have COVID-19, okay, a terrible period. But our property price index continue to grow despite of a global pandemic. So we have more cooling measure. We have the ABSD, the TDSR, and higher interest rate introduced on 30th September as well. And last but not least, the reduced HDB LTV from 80% to 75%. That is the last one, the latest one. Right? So why I'm showing you here is that in the past, our property price index is very reactive to things that happen in the world or things that happen locally. Something happen, immediately you can see our property price index react. But over here, I like to classify this area here as sustained growth. Why is it sustained growth? Because the property in Singapore is very controlled. There's a lot of cooling measure. And one of the key things that you can see is that we are no longer affected by even a world crisis like COVID. Our property price index still continue to grow steadily. Okay? So these are some of the reasons why it's a regulated demand. We have TDSR in place to ensure that the buyers are not over leveraged. We have ABSD to deter the buyers from buying multiple property. The first one is no ABSD for Singaporeans. Second one, you pay how much? Additional 20%, right? So regulated. Then seller stamp duty prevent the speculative selling. That means I buy already straight away, I want to sell, right? So we need to hold the property for 3 years if we don't want to pay the seller stamp duty. Then the lower LTV. In the past, very shock, right? We want to buy property, we have 10%, 90% can borrow from the bank. Today, your first property, you must have at least 25%. You can only borrow up to how much? 75. Okay, buyers are more quantum sensitive than PSF. So most buyers have strong holding power. So if you recall in the past, sometimes we look out for fire sales, right? How many of you can still remember? 有没有跳楼货? Got fire sale or not? Inform me. Please, you tell your agent. Next time got people fire sale, immediately call me. But nowadays, do we still hear that? Not so much already, because everyone have holding power. You don't over leverage. No more 90%. LTV only 75. So next, I want to share a little bit about right location. In Singapore, we are classified into mainly 3 areas. Just now I mentioned, which is OCR, RCR, and CCR. So you can see the orange color portion, right? What are these? These are your CCR, Core Central Region, the orange color one. Then the darker gray is the rest of the Central Region, RCR, and then the rest of the whole Singapore will be considered under OCR. Okay? So let's take a look at the performance of these 3 regions. Okay, CCR, we see that the highest transacted clock in is 6,100. OCR, which is the rest outside the central region, is 2008. RCR 3001, under the highest. Then I show you the numbers of the average and the lowest as well. Okay, and below here I also show you some of the highlighted. For example, Skywaters, I show you in the first slide, $47.3 million transaction for this 7,000 square feet unit. And then we have the reserve residences. Anyone know where is reserve? Anyone? Bukit Timah, Upper Bukit Timah, reserve residences, 7.9 million for a RCR. And then OCR, Jayden. Anyone familiar with J-Cube? You've been there for ice skating before. Okay, so Jayden is 818 square feet, 2.3 million. That translates to how much? One of the highest in the OCR. So, again, I like to bring you back memory lane. If I can bring you back to 2002, back then, a new home in OCR at the size of about 1,000 to 1,200 square feet. Let's take a look. Anyone still remember Blue Horizon? Tropical Spring, Rosewood. Back then, at 2002, you can buy a new home that is this size for only $500,000, 550,000. So assuming at that time, you tell your wife, wow, dear, very expensive. I think we wait first. Don't buy. We wait 5 years. Let's see. 5 years later, the Centuries, Clementi Woods, the Quartz, how much already? 700,000. Then we say don't buy, very expensive, let's wait. Then 2012, Manhattan, Watertown, 8 Courtyard, Yishun, $1 million. Again, you tell your spouse, don't buy, too expensive already, let's wait 5 more years. 5 more years, you have Triling, Panorama, Santorini, 1.3 million. Don't buy. Sure, whatever go up will come down one. Okay, wait. 5 more years later, you have the Amor Residences, right? AMO, $2 million. Lentor Modern. Anyone been to Lentor here before? Lentor, you know where's Lentor, right? Once upon a time, people say the birds don't lay egg there. In Chinese, 鸟不生蛋. But 2 million, you want to buy a new home, 1,000 square feet is $2 million. Sky Eden is at where? Bedok area. Okay? Look at that. If you had bought, it's a 321% growth. 1.769 million. Okay, my time is running short, so I'm going to go very fast now. Okay, so let's take a look at CCR. CCR, Central Region, same thing. In the past, 2020, if you can buy under 1 million, 1,000 square feet, a brand new home in CCR, that means what? Your 9, 10, 11. But take a look, if you don't do that, every single 5 years you wait until last year, 2003, it is 3.2 million. Before that, right, 20 years ago, less than 1 million, you can buy a new home in the CCR for less than 1 million. Today, the same size home, 1,000 square feet, will cost you 3.2 million. How about RCR? Same thing. Back then, we have the Century Green, the gardens at Bishan, Queens, only 670,000, right? You don't buy every 5 years. Again, last year, 2003, anyone still remember Grand Diamond? Okay, this 1,000 square feet size, a new home, if you want to buy at reserve residences, you must prepare close to $3 million. Then can buy. So again, this is the 316% growth. Okay, I want to share with you, after looking at this, take a look at District 15, because District 15 is under the top 3 high demand when it comes in total sales transaction in the last 5 years. So we have District 19, we have District 15, so coming in second position, right? And we take a look also at the total rental transaction in the last 5 years. Again, we see that District 15 also come in the third position. Okay, something very interesting. And District 15 is also the most popular district. Why? Is the number too small? The person behind can see the number? Test your eyesight. You read out the number? 9432. 9,432 transactions just in District 15 compared to the rest of the other district. May I ask how many districts we have in Singapore? Anyone knows? The answer is here, we got 28 districts. So out of the 28 districts, District 15 is one of the highest performing districts. Okay? And then also there is an exceptional capital appreciation. 74% higher than the rest of the other districts when we do a chart comparison. Okay, we work very closely with Property Guru, and Property Guru have got all the data because they are one of the most used search engine locally. So we can see the demand for property in District 15 is very high. The supply is also very high. We are 4.8 times higher, the demand to supply ratio. Even in terms of, this is the whole Singapore. This is District 15. The demand is very high, supply is also very high, but in District 15 alone, the demand to supply ratio is 5.1. So whole Singapore, supply to demand ratio 4.8, District 15 is 5.1. Okay? So, I share a little bit on the right location already. Next. Investment strategy. So, end of the day, should I buy new launch or should I buy resale? Should I buy small, medium, big size? What is the profitability? So, let me quickly go through. In Singapore, this is the past 10 years from 2023 to 2013. All the profitable transaction and all the non-profitable transaction. So, is it true? Your agent tell you, you close two eyes, anyhow buy, sure make money. Not true. You still need to do some study and selection, because we don't want any one of you or any one of us to fall into this category of the non-profitable, right? So you still have 11%. So you still must do a little bit of homework and study and work with your agent. Okay? Now, let's take a look at capital appreciation, new versus resale. The first one over here is the Hewler and Midwood. This is Midwood, this is Hewler. One is resale, the other one is new launch. And we take a look which one have a higher performance. The new launch perform much higher, 5.9% in terms of capital appreciation. Another example, Kingsford Water Bay Riverfront. Where is it? This is Kingsford Water Bay. This is Riverfront. 2018, this is resale, this is new launch. Let's take a look again. 4.5% for new launch, 2.3% for resale. Last but not least, another example, Commonwealth Tower and Sterling Residences. Queenstown area, any Queenstown people here? Okay, so this is Queenstown area. We have the Queens and we have the Sterling. Okay, 2017, Commonwealth Tower resale. 2022, new launch. Look at the performance. Almost every comparison, we are looking at close to double. Which one, if you want to buy resale or buy new launch, I think you have the answer. Okay? And let's take a look at the top 10 profitable transaction in District 15. As my time is running short, I'm going to just show you everything. Okay? At the 10th position, 1.369 million. Ladies and gentlemen, 1.369 million is not the price that this proud owner sell. This is the amount of money he make. 1.3 million. And this is his holding period from 2022 to 2024. He make 1.369 million. It's a 2,900 square feet unit. The highest over here, 2.19. He buy at April 15, sell at April 24. It's a 2,400 square feet unit. He make 2.17 million alto. How many of you want to be this owner? Or any of these 10 owner? Okay, so this is, what I'm going to show you is that if can afford, try to buy big or small. Big, right? If can afford, always try to buy big. Okay. Also, top 5, District 15, PSF. These are some numbers to just align with you what is current market PSF. So the bigger project have more facility, lesser maintenance fee, and higher rentability. Also, owner tend to hold longer for freehold compared to 99-year leasehold. Freehold projects, usually they command a slightly higher premium, 20 to 30% compared to leasehold. New launch project is faster investment growth asset. Okay? So, rental demand. This is the rental demand for District 15. Again, very high demand. And in terms of the median rent in District 15 is $6,900. Okay? Long-term plan. In Singapore, do we have long-term plan? We have many long-term plan. How many of you can recognize this location? Haven't warmed up, I'm coming to the end of the talk already. Okay, so this is your Paya Lebar Air Base. This Paya Lebar Air Base, when they move out, they can actually create for us up to 150,000 new homes. Okay, and then the North-South Highway, Familiar with the North-South Highway? It's 21.5 kilometers. It cost the government $7.4 billion to build. And in Changi, we're going to have something exciting coming up, the T5, right? So T5 is going to be able to help Singapore host 50 million passengers a year. Then we have the Long Island at East Coast, okay? From Marina East all the way to Tanah Merah, up to 800 hectares of land. And this one is our MRT, okay? We have the Cross Island Line, right? CRL is 21 station, 50 kilometers of rail, 40 billion to build. And then the Greater Water Southern Front, not forgetting that, 2,000 hectares of land is a stretch of 30 kilometers of coastline, and also the Jurong Lake District. 146,000 square meters of office space. So in Singapore, there are many plans, many transformation that is taking place, and that I finished my 7 hard truths to bulletproof your property. So there are actually all these foundation in place that is ensuring your investment, your property. That's why you need not be worried when something is happening. Because I show you the chart, right? Even a global pandemic like COVID-19, has our property price index come down? No. So you have these 7 factors to bulletproof your investment. But after knowing all this, is there any lobang for us or not? Got lobang or not? What you find out just now through my short sharing session. Okay? Definitely I got lobang for you. Take a look at District 15, the private home. They are always very highly profitable. Because I just draw out the record, you can see, people who make more than 1 million, let's start from 500,000 first. People who make more than 500,000, we have 1,331 units. People who make more than 800,000, we got 573 units. People who make profit more than $1 million, we have 364 units. Again, I would like to ask everyone here, how many of you would like to be one of the proud owner over here? I think all of us also want to be, right? Okay, so this is District 15. Let me just introduce to you this new launch that is upcoming next month, October. Okay, Emerald of Katong, which is located right at Katong. 5 minutes walk to the MRT station. Is called Emerald of Katong. Jia Le Xuan. Okay, developer is Sim Lian. It's a leasehold property that has got a very good size of land plot. Okay, very good size land plot. 221,000. We have 846 units, and it's a full basement car park. Okay, so this project is by the developer Sim Lian. They are a very reputable and renowned developer. They started off building HDB flats for Singapore, and they have grown and become a very renowned developer. And these are some of the past projects that they have done. And the latest one, it will be at the Botany. Okay, so more than 40 years in the market, and they are the top classified as what? A1, something like that. Meaning they can bid for any amount of project in Singapore. Okay, let's take a look at what are the units available for Emerald of Katong. 846 units, we have 1 bedroom plus study, 2 bedroom premium, 2 bedroom plus study, 3 bedroom, 3 plus study, 3 bedroom flexi, 4 bedroom, and even the 5 bedroom. Okay? So, where is the location exactly? This is your Tanjong Katong, the new MRT station. It's not upcoming, it's actually in operation already. And this is the area that we are talking about, Emerald of Katong. It is only where's the MRT? It's only less than 5 minutes walk. I have already been there on actual site. I took the walk myself. It's really less than 5 minutes. Okay? So just across the road, you have along here all the shop houses, right? With the eatery, with the cafe, and then you have the gym and all that. So very convenient. Everything is just at your doorstep. Your family, you have kids, you want to go East Coast Park, it's only a 5-minute cycle. You want to go to I-12 Katong, 6-minute cycle. Primary school, within 1 kilometer, you have Tanjong Katong Primary School and the head girls. Okay? 1 MRT stop away to Parkway Parade. You want to go to work in the CBD, only less than 15 minutes a train ride, okay? And you also have Paya Lebar, PLQ Mall, Paya Lebar MRT station, all nearby to you. A very, very wonderful location, okay? So, one of the project that is also done by Simlian, okay, is this project called Treasure at Tampines. So, when it first launched, why so many people buy, right? These are all the transactions. When it first launched, the day one, on the day itself, you have 270 units sold. Lowest PSF transactor is 1173. Take a look today, August 2024. Okay, the lowest price sold is 1,713. How many of you want to be this proud owner? So this whole thing have a chance to repeat again, because this one already passed, right? Passed already, no more. Where's our opportunity? So our opportunity is here at Emerald of Katong. You have a chance again. So do speak to any of our Orange Tea and Thai agent if you want to find out more about this new launch, which is happening next month, October. And you can have a chance to be one of these proud owner to profit from a new launch development. So with that, thank you so much. This is the end of my sharing. You can see over 5 years, 32% capital appreciation. And just now I mentioned, right, Emerald of Katong, it actually fulfill all this. There's transformation and growth in the area. There is at least more than 500 units. Emerald of Katong, 846. Right entry price, affordability, good school. There is also Tao Nan and Kong Hwa. Within MRT station, Tanjong Katong, good track record of the developer.